Alright, welcome guys. We are back with Dwarf Fortress, and yes, we're going to sort of continue on. I've just woken up, so I'm going to be a little bit groggy at the start here, but I've been thinking about this a lot, about what we sort of need to do in here, how we're sort of going to then be sort of operating and doing different things. We've really got to sort of get the fortress to a safe state fairly quickly now. We've now actually sort of hit a population level of 51. Our overall wealth is 16,000. So this is the created wealth, and then the exported wealth is 2,300. We're just about to trade here with this group as well. I think there's still one more item awaiting to be moved in. So we'll start to now. Didn't we change? No, that's the new broker. That's okay. No, that's all right. Now, there's a few things, actually, that I didn't do last time. There was actually a DasDemption name that wasn't actually claimed, that I didn't actually put in. And I apologise for that. I forgot. After I finished streaming, I saw, oh, there's a name there that I didn't actually do. I don't think I did it. Northrex is the name. So let's have a quick look and see if we have a Northrex. If I just go and sort by names. No, there's nothing in N. So now the request was for a military dwarf, which actually I probably can honour, I think, but not in our current military. What I wanted to do was to start to build up an archer group, and actually then start to have it, because this next floor up through here is going to have a complete floor placed up here, but it's going to then also have places for archers to be able to then sort of position themselves around the wall. And so we're going to be working on the tower today, trying to sort of get this thing sorted. The layer above this will then go out even further, and that will then sort of be like the top level of the actual fortress itself. And I may do one layer above that as well, just to protect the siege engines. Do something like this. I'm not sure exactly how we'll do that just yet. So we'll figure that one out, I think, as we go, because I will actually have siege engines. I don't think the siege engines are all that impressive, to be honest. But I will be wanting to have like siege engines across the middle here. Siege engines, yeah, probably just there actually, and maybe just some on the on some of these corners. But I don't think they're going to be all that effective. So I may not bother with siege engines. We'll see how we go. Oh, there we go. Northrex is here. Just in time. So I was thinking we do want to set up another military group to do archery. So I thought I'd actually sort of start you off in there, Northrex. If I do forget to name dwarves, please just do an @DasTactic and say, hey, you didn't name me, because we've got a lot of dwarves that can be named, of course, in the fortress. So there's heaps of them. If we have a quick look at the group now, I often can't honour where they're going to go, but in this case, I have been thinking about that we do need to get an archer force set up. I wanted to do that in this episode, so I'll start off with that particular one. Might do that now actually. So we'll just go across. Now the way that we have it currently is everyone in here is named, so we've got no free slots for our current dwarves back in through this other side. And even when we start the archers, I'm going to start off with just a very, very small group. But I'll start them off now. So what I'll do is I'll just go back to the squads. So we need to make a second squad. Now to do that, we can create a new squad from here. We can do that one immediately because we've already got like a militia commander. So this will then create in our nobles. It will then create a new militia captain. So this will be Northrex. Hi Zonlumas, how you going? And hi to anybody that's joined us as well. Hi Began. So what we'll do here is we will. So this is actually a nobles. Now there'll be every time we get someone that's in the military now, like every new squad will have a militia captain, and we can just add them in there, or we can just go to create squad. I'll probably just go to create squad, I think. So we'll start off that way, and I'll just see who is. I'm going to go with still metal armor, but I will actually change this. Because we don't need them. I'm going to just have them wearing copper armor, and we'll start to actually build copper armor for them. Actually, I think, is copper heavier than steel? I want them to be fairly light. The leather armor is not really going to protect. It's going to protect them a little bit. We do have a fair bit of leather. There's a lot of things we have to do now in the fortress. What's going on there? Needs empty cage trap. That's okay. We will eventually get more of those. This has been good for picking up the wildlife, all of the cage traps that we actually have, and we should now be able to sort of sort out the cage traps on the inside. Anyway, create new squad. I just wonder if I shouldn't actually look for other things. Choose a uniform for the militia captain's squad. I'll still go metal armor. And there we go, the true breakers. So no official orders. And so this one now will actually have, there's a new squad. And we do have to then sort of start to add, assign a leader to them. So if I now go to assign leader, we should then start to see, and what I'm looking for here is some of them are already part of the existing military, but we do actually have like an expert armor user, expert fighter. So that Fisher Dwarf there is actually a good fighter, but I'm looking for people who can actually use a bow. I might make Dural. I might make Dural the actual like I might give you that to Northrex. The fact that he's expert is actually pretty good. Yeah, maybe I'm sort of now thinking, looking at this one here, there's a lot of competent fighters in this group. Almost sort of could even do with another just a common, like rather than them being archers. There's a fair few. No, look, I'll still bring them across. I'll make them into an archer group. So I'll start off with Dural, and Dural will then become. So I'm just going to start off with Dural, and we'll also then do Arak. So these animal caretakers, I'm looking also at their jobs, and if their jobs aren't really all that good, I'll just grab them. I'll grab 4 of them. Now I don't want the gem setter. The gem setter is too important. So a lot of these guys are just, I need to keep them back where they are. So this one here is just a novice armor user. This one's an animal dissector, useless role. The females can be a problem if they have babies, but in this case that will be fine because these ones should be in the tower. These are going to be sort of like the tower guard. In fact, I might even call them that initially. And then we've got the expedition leader. I'm going to keep like that one. I want to keep that one just back where that one is. And there's orangutan's library down there. Animal caretaker. Might make that the 4th. All right, so that's going to be our squad. So we'll just go back to the squads and just name this particular group. So we're just going to go and rename. So the True Breakers. We want this one to essentially, I think, be an archery type group. So we'll just go some random names. The Gears of Rage. Well, if we go to the X, if I just now start to randomize instead of gears, if I click on that one there and then just go to the crossbows. Nope, the bows. No, elbows. The Bow of Rage. Yeah, that'll do. I'll just call it the bow. So we'll just go and grab this one here, the Bow of Rage. So that will be the name of the actual group. So we'll just click on Done for that, and their symbol. We'll just go and change this one again to sort of like an arrow type symbol, like this one here. So we'll just go to the arrow, change the actual look of it to maybe sort of like an orange color for the symbol. And I don't mind that on that grey background. That'll do because they'll be in the tower. So this will be sort of like our tower guard. They're off duty at this stage. We'll sort of start to work these out fairly soon. We're just going to click on Done, and so these are now sort of set up where we've now got the second squad. If I go and set these up, now we did actually pick metal, but we can go and change exactly what we want them to have. So they can use crossbows as a weapon. But now I don't think we've got any crossbows in the fortress. Let's have a quick look and see. No, What about just normal bows? Got a bronze bow which came in, which we can't use. So we can't use the standard ones. That's the only one we actually have with those weapons. So what we will probably start off doing is actually using them as melee dwarves initially, and then train them up once we sort of start to get things built. So what we're going to do is I'm going to keep the metal armor that they're going to be wanting to pick up. So we'll just go into the equipment in through here, where they've got they're going to be like they've got exactly the same uniform as the other one, which is going to be fine. Now, initially, there's not going to be enough stuff for them, so they're going to be a little bit underdone. So we don't really want them to be too involved initially in fighting, but we do need them to start to pick up equipment. So the way we're going to be setting these up is to again just have. I'm not going to have them in a constant training until we're ready for them to do that one, but we'll do what we can for them just to have them prepared. They do come in with basic skills, so actually we'd have to change. I will just quickly get Northrex for the group before we go back and do that one. So if I just go back into the dwarves, we have where is he? Durrell, the militia captain. So we'll just rename this one to Northrex. And my apologies about missing your name there last time. When I finished, I thought, oh, I've actually I've forgotten one, or I didn't even see it actually when it came in. There must have been a lot of chat going on at the time, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I did miss the DasDemption of that particular name. Anyway, that's actually yeah. So anyway, that's our new militia captain. He's good fighter, so he's strong. Yeah, he'll be good. So he will be good. So that's Northrex now in the actual fortress. And so he is, what we'll do is we'll just go back to the equipment now with them. And we've got a couple more there that we can actually name. But if we go into detect conflicts here, actually what we want to do is we want to change a few little things first. Just go to the schedule. Off-duty means that they don't equip their equipment. If we go into ready, that means that they're going to ready up, and that's just going to be wearing their equipment all the time, which is what we want. We want them to just sort of, so I can look at this fortress, this group in here, and see exactly what they're doing. Like if I go and click on that one through there, the embattled axe, for example, is just in constant training now, which means that they're always in their equipment. So we're trying to get their skill level up as much as we possibly can before the sieges come. And the second group ultimately will set up as an archer group, I think. We may still leave them as like a special guard for the fortress. I'm not sure yet how we'll sort of need to use them. But anyway, we'll just get them set up. But they're going to be set up for always being ready, which means that they're always going to go and change their equipment. So so that's and if we just go back into the equipment again, I've got both of those selected. We can see that there's still problems with this group trying to get their metal armor, like right from Began down. They don't have their long boots on, but they do actually have, they've sort of half got what they need. Also, the backpacks are a problem. But they've got their water skins, but not the backpacks. So the other group is still actually setting up. And we can see down through here, a lot of them have now got steel shields at least, but we're starting to sort of see like a mishmash of equipment. Like they've got a copper helm in there for Ishibashi. And we've got it looks like we've got an iron helmet there for Union ID, but copper shielding in through this other side as well. So the other guys are going to have to pick up what armor they can. So we'll just go and they're going to be a bit underdone at the start. So we'll just go and I won't worry about the embattled axe. I'll just deal with these guys in through here. So I can just go to detect conflicts and then go and tell them to update their equipment. So if I go to detect conflicts, it's then going to try to resolve all of these. This is a df hack command, try to resolve the conflicts. Actually, it didn't actually come up there with the assign uniform. We've already got the update uniform. Anyway, well, let's just go and they should, if I give them a station order somewhere, they should then go and pick up the equipment. Let's just go down to where the equipment is actually stored, and in the fortress, which is sort of deep inside the fortress. This is it here. If I just give them a station order here, we should see them actually then come in and try to get as much equipment as they can. We can see that there's a smattering of different things. Like we've got some boots in there. We've got some. Actually, that doesn't look like boots. Oh yeah, no, they're still high boots. That's okay. We've got some weapons in there as well, like silver warhammers and things like this. So we've got a fair few different types of bits and pieces. Then we have like a mishmash of different other things like iron shields, copper helms. So they'll be able to pick up the old equipment and actually wear that. So let's just go and give them a station order for in here. So they're now being set to special. So their routine is ready, and they're now going to go onto station. And then they won't. Once they've got their equipment, they'll then go back to just doing their normal jobs, and that will that'll be fine for what they're doing. Anyway, let's just go back and have another look. If I just go and unpause the game, there we are. Here they come. Eventually. And we should see them start to pick up equipment. There we go. There we go. There we go. They're grabbing the equipment. We're seeing already the change in what's happening here with Northrex. And these are now in state. They're in position. There's still more coming down. Just have a quick look and make sure there's. Oh, Neemst has been elected. I thought that was going to happen. Neemst is just too smooth to not be the mayor. So anyway, so Neemst is now the elected mayor of the fortress. Okay, so Edramon is saying, I like the way the reinforced walls look. Yeah, they look good, don't they? Bring on the enemy, says Began. Yeah, I sort of hope so, but we certainly have hit triggers. Actually, what I might just quickly do while I've got this one paused. So who have we got? We've got Arak the Wrestler is stationed there. Looks like they've got a fair bit of equipment. We've got a couple here that can be named. There's Orangutan's Library, just on station. So so he is sort of in position down through here. Where's our militia commander? He has picked up equipment, but you know what he's doing? He's going off and getting food. That's what it'll be. So he's actually going off to just pick up his. He must have got must be one of the lucky ones to get a water skin. Yeah, we'll have a look at that in just a second. But anyway, the with what was it we're going to have a look at? We're going to have a look at. I forgot, my mind's just gone blank. Well, Neemst we don't have to worry about. These guys have now all become recruits, etc. Now I'm not going to get them training just yet, but we will actually do that eventually. Loge cage traps. So yeah, there's a few different things. I just want to make sure that nothing is actually happening in the fortress. We do need to trade. I might just go up and do the trading now while we've sort of got things actually happening. So let's go and broker is now requested. So Neemst, the new mayor, is the broker. So let's just go and wait for that one to come in. And that'll just give the others a bit of a chance to get things sorted. Yeah, we can trade now. So where's Neemst? There. All right, so let's just get this trade done, and then we can say goodbye to the. We don't have very much that we've brought up to trade with these guys, so we're just getting rid of the old memorials like to orangutans and Syrian. These are from the previous thing where we ended up with having two built rather than one, just one built. Yeah. So Woolmec is saying Neemst is lying his way to the top. Yes, indeed. Very, very smooth. Now we've got 400. This profit here is 400. So I could get a cloth bin. It wouldn't be bad actually, or even the leather bin is only 100. Let's go and grab that. What do they have? Do they have anything interesting? Lots of food. Food. This is all food. There's no animals, is there? No animals. So I'll just go back for leather and cloth if I can. So that leather bin, we'll grab that. And we've got another cloth bin there worth 1,000, which is too much. Another 1,000 there. Leather bin there for 60. We'll grab that. It's still, while it's green, they'll still trade. But Neemst is a pretty smooth talker. Now, if I go back and get this cloth bin for 200, the trader profit is still 40. They may accept this. So let's just see if they will accept it. Otherwise, we're going to have to start to ditch a few different bits and pieces. So we'll just go and trade. So yes, proceed. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So Neemst has smoothed his way into a very, very beneficial trade there for the fortress. So we've been able to sort of like this will then add to our trade levels once these guys leave. All right, that's it. So we're done. The trade is now set. No trader needed at the depot. So Neemst, the mayor, will now sort of go off. Now we actually have another problem because now that we've actually been deemed big enough to become a fortress with a mayor, the mayor has other requirements as well. Now, the fact that he's also the broker, we're already part the way where we need to be. But if we just have a quick look at the nobles, we'll now sort of see that there's other requirements that is required in through here. So we've it needs like what we actually have is at the moment we've got a meager study, but we need a decent study for the mayor, so I might change the bookkeeper back to someone else. And at the very top there with the mayor, you can sort of see at the top there. So they've now got a requirement for a bedroom. So they've got a modest quarters. They need a decent quarters. They need their own dining room. So there's and it needs to be a decent dining room. And they need to also have a designated tomb. So these are the actual where things will actually end up being. Now the tomb, I think we can get away with something small. So we'll just see how we go with that one. Okay, so Peritito is saying, first time since the siege update, I just built a magma shelter for the first time. One dwarf needs to be remembered to make this possible. Yes, I know what you mean. So Began saying, I'm only a peasant, so to become king, how many dwarves need to die? A fair few, I think. So I don't think your character is the smartest dwarf in the group. So anyway, we'll continue on. So let's go down and sort out the mayor. There's always something to do in the game. You know, where there's we've got a cave crocodile. They'll be downstairs. The emus will be up here somewhere. We have got this one locked down at this point in time. I might open that up as well soon. Are these set up? No, these don't have cages yet. I might just leave that one locked up until we actually end up with with something that we need to do. There's a lot of vomit on the way down there. This is actually going to be our major, like the main part where we sort of end up, having the siege sort of coming in. I think what I'll also do is actually channel away the bottom of the fortress here. So I'll actually just sort of, I might just get my dwarves to dig down through here. Just do a channel down. So let's just go and get rid of that. And once that's been done, we'll then sort of smooth out the whatever's left over. In fact, I could do a bit of that now. If I just go back down into this one here, I can then sort of go and remove the ramps from underneath here, which means that we're going to then force going across the drawbridge. That'll do. All right, so that will then sort of clean up the top of the front of the fortress. And I'm just noticing everyone's coming up this little ramp, this little side ramp. By doing that, it's going to mean that they can still climb in if they had to, but it's not going to be great. All right, let's keep on going. So we've got the so down below. I need to also start to build more of the flooring in here, and we will eventually get rid of these traps, but or place them over the top of the fortress, and I think we'll actually end up with different walls in here as well, like a different entry again into the fortress. So we just sort of need to figure out the best way, if this is breached, how we then protect the top of the fortress. This area in here, we're still just waiting for everyone. Now, they've done the corners. Once they've done the corners, I can then safely go back in and resume construction back in through there. Resume construction back there. That corner is in, so that can be resumed there. I just need to keep a free spot for the diagonals that would be then blocked off with anything that we do get built. So we'll let them sort of occur, and this will then be where eventually this is actually where our archer dwarves will end up going. Now there's growth here with these. There's just so many trees that are just growing so close, and we probably want to get a permanent non-tree area around the fortress. Let's just keep on chopping these down from around the fortress, just so that when we do actually end up with like archer dwarves, they're going to have a free area of fire. Okay, so let's go back down and just quickly set up the Merrill quarters. Come back into the middle of the fortress. The bedroom layer is here, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a Merrill bedroom off the side here, just a little 4x4. That's all we need for the mare. So we'll go this way. So that will be, one will be the office, one will be the dining room, one will be the bedroom, and I will actually just have so I'll just do it in that sort of thing. The tomb I'm just going to put in with the rest of our tombs. So what we'll do is we'll just go down and allocate. If we have a tomb that hasn't been allocated yet, I'll just go down to where we actually have our tombs, which are deeper down, I think. Where did we put the tombs? Here they are. So we have tombs that haven't been set up properly yet. Now these, we've got so many dwarves to bury from the previous siege. Like we've got different things in here. Like if we just go and have a quick look and see. So this is the atomic ant is there. Red shirt is there. There's an unnamed tomb. So I might just make this one into, this one hasn't been given allocated to anyone. So this one is, this one has orangutans, the original orangutan's body in there. These haven't been allocated, I don't think. Oh, well, let's just make one of these too. We've got some more over there. Yeah, that's Kujagrim's resting place. That one there in the corner. I'll make this one into Nimst's tomb. So we'll go and change this one. So this is actually a zone. We set up the zones once before for each of these little tombs. So we'll just go into here and we'll allocate who is going to be in there. So we're going to give that to Nimst. And so that will then become Nimst's tomb. So it won't be set up, but that will be in that corner of the catacombs, will be reserved for Nimst. Now if we have a look at the nobles again, we should have... Yep, so all we've got is a grave, actually. So a grave is like a low level. That's okay. It satisfied it. And we need to then end up with, we need chests and cabinets as well. We don't need a lot of stuff here. Anyway, we'll sort of get there eventually. But that sort of gets out of the way of needing the tomb. So this is a grave is the lowest level tomb that you can have. So anyway, that's what we've got there. The kids like to play in amongst the catacombs, of course. So we'll leave that one where that is. Now going back up, that's at the lowest level of the fortress. Then below that, we've then got the areas that then sort of open up into the caverns. So, coming back up, this is being sort of fleshed out. I'll just go and fix up things when I see them. Just go and grab that. I need to keep on mining microline, so I need to just keep on finding like excuses to keep on digging out the microline walls, because we're making microline blocks for the top of the fortress. So let's just go and dig out even more of this. Like we'll dig a big group out there. I think we'll actually do more out this way as well. Just give orders for different sorts of things, and another storage area in here as well. I'll just sort of I'll just dig out like all sorts of different things in through there. So that way we'll end up just with a supply of microline. We do need that for the for these workshops. And so we should be making blocks. Yeah, we're making rock blocks in through here, and these are microline blocks. And so we're using these to build the fortress. So we need a lot of them. So I'm just looking for anywhere where there's microline, just to keep on finding excuses to keep on building things up. Got all our dingoes in here now, and we're starting to now tame the dingoes. So we've got the dingoes in there. We could, yeah, I'll just keep them going as well. We've got a couple that are just looking after those. Let's go now. Just go back across, back up into here again, and we've now got all 4. These have actually sorted themselves out fairly well. This particular group, if we have a look at Northrex in here, so still wearing leather trousers, so there'll be bits and pieces missing, but he's got steel. He's already now wearing steel, which is good. He's got steel shield, steel short sword. That's not bad, you know. Wonder if we I'm now sort of thinking about trying to make them. There's only 4 of them. We've got 10, so we've got 41. That will leave like 30-something dwarves to manage the fortress if we have them train as well. What I might do is I might get them to share initially the barracks at the top of the fortress. Let's go back up the top here. We've got a barracks that's sort of just off to the side at the top, because this is where we expect the danger to occur. But it wouldn't be bad to have another barracks and training room somewhere else as well. What I think I'll do is I can share these barracks. Like if I go back into here, so this barracks in through here, this is 2 squads assigned. Now one of the squads is one of the previous ones. If we just go back in and choose which squads will use this barracks, the Bows of Rage, I will actually have them also make use of this. So we'll just go and get them to share this one for now. And this is the training one where they can actually then go and train. So I'll just go back into here and get them just to sort of train with their weapons, if they have a training regime. Now these ones, this one here, I'm just going to not give them any more orders. So they've got no special orders, but they will now stay in their equipment. I think I'll just let this group train itself up. This will be our main line of defense initially, and yeah, I'll just let them sort of do what they're doing. This is the microline blocks in through here, and this is actually where we should end up with copper. Yeah, and if we have another look at the actual squad itself, let's just go back to the equipment. This isn't bad at all. This is not bad at all. So we can now just go and detect conflicts again, try to resolve the conflicts. You can see there that's where the pants were a problem. And then just update equipment, so try to get the greaves. But everyone else is sort of, at least they're in a position to be able to fight. They've all got weapons. We'll just let them sort of do their own thing, but I won't give them, their routine will just be ready. This routine here is just constant training. We could try to give them a bit of a more convoluted order. So we could add routines where we actually go from 1 month on, 1 month off type stuff. So if we go to add and edit routines, back into here, we can then go to, these are the actual routines. We're going to add a new routine, which will be on-off training. And just click on done. And so that will now be another one that we actually have on the side there. Let's go and edit this particular one. And so this is going to be, just not going to be it either. Hang on, just bear with me. It's been a while since I've done this sort of stuff. It's got routine 5 there. That should be back. It didn't change the name. On, off, training. Done. So that's now this one here. For the orders, if we have a look at the actual, if we edit the copy here, this is actually what happens by default. So so the Bows of Rage editing constant training. So in this case here, at least 10 will always be training. So essentially it's going to be everyone essentially will be training if they have this one selected. So so at least 10 will then go into train. Let's just go back out again. And if we go to on-off training, now we can do it by this, I thought we could do it by month. So we've got the new order. Equip always. Where is it? Oh, that's it down there. Assign a training. So at least 10 training. There we go. Minimum number to follow the new order will be to train. So training will be what we then have. But I thought I could do it with a schedule. Well, it's supposed to be a schedule. We can also set up like patrols, where if they're not actually training, they can then be going off and doing patrols. But let's go and have that one there. We'll just go done editing. So that's now a training regime there. This is the viewing, the monthly schedule. Okay, so this is actually where we can then sort of set things up. Now, the way it works is that usually a siege will occur at the very start of a new season. So this is where, like in Granite, for example, like there could be a siege that will come in Granite. So and Hematite. So the safest ones for us to train will be at the back in through here, and then we can just have them sort of just wandering around with all their equipment in the first month. So I think I'll actually go and change this one. Oops, hang on, we don't want that one, don't want that one. So that one there will be just do your own thing. So so we'll just click on done editing with that one. So it's no orders there. Ready is just no orders, so that's going to be okay. And if we just go back to edit again, equip always is the one that we sort of want there with them being ready. So if we just go back across, so we've got train. I might do a double train there, and then I'll just go and edit the this one where we turn off the training. So we've got the get rid of the training regime there, and so it's at the start of every month they'll be wandering off and doing their own thing. I'll have them train through the spring and summer at double rate. So that will be okay. Done editing, and so so they're going to be no orders, train, no orders, train. I might start to sort of now just split them up a little bit after that. So we go from Hematite down to Limestone, which is the start of autumn. Yep, so autumn is down through here. And so with that one there, I'll set up this one to also just be a non-training. Again, equip always is the important one. So we'll just go and click on done. And then I'll start to now sort of stagger this one so we go the opposite way. So no orders at Limestone, and then no orders down. I can just copy that one and paste back into here. So no orders for Moonstone, and then we'll just do the middle one there, no orders there. So that will be sort of like half the year we're going to be training, the other half we're going to be just no orders. So that will be okay now for the actual, for the group. So we'll, we can then just go back across. I think because I've now done this, I'm now stuck with them being across the whole year, but this is actually okay. Actually, staggered training there is the is also it's 3 months on, 3 months off essentially. If we bothered with the staggered training, which we won't worry about. But let's just leave that one where that is. Now, if I do come back in, oh, there we go. View the monthly. You can view the monthly schedules there. So there's ready, and then there's monthly orders there as well. So we have like monthly orders for staggered training, constant training, ready, and now on-off training in through here, which is essentially the same as staggered training, but we're actually going to be just training for smaller periods of time. But then we're going to be wandering around when the fortress is sort of under a bit of threat. We could also set them up as an actual guard to actually wander around and patrol the fortress, which I don't think we need to do, but that's something we could do as well. Hi, Wretched Television, how are you going? And so Peruta saying, I once met a fort that had no steel, so I didn't make any weapons or battle squads. I then got attacked by a were animal. Luckily, I was a were mongoose. So I was panicked because I didn't mean which animal is a mongoose in English. Luckily, a mongoose is a very small animal. Yeah, and my normal dwarves and even the kids stamped it to death. So I was lucky it wasn't a werewolf or bigger animal. That should still be super strong, like a were mongoose. Like it doesn't matter what sort of were animal it is. It's they can be extremely dangerous. I forget what were creature we've had come through, and I think Began in the first fortress was killed by a were creature. Hi, Mind Warp. Welcome, guys. And so Elagu 66, I have a problem I can't solve. I have a floodgate with a boulder in the middle. It's not moving and full of water flowing, so I can't get everyone to get it from there. Any help? Yeah, a cheat. There's a cheat you can use. If you're newish to Dwarf Fortress, or if you're playing, it doesn't matter how you go. A lot of people are concerned about installing DF Hack. This is a free install from Steam. It's essentially a mod kit for the game, but it also gives you a lot of helpers. And in that case, let's just say that we have something like that going on. In fact, I've got something similar to that deep in my fortress, which is where is it? I'll just go back down into where we actually have things going. This here. This is my well. So let's just say, for example, and this is not a problem because it doesn't have a flowing floodgate. But that will often happen is that there'll be a like you'll end up with some sort of like a floodgate there. I'm using a grate, which then means that I don't have to worry about it. Let's just say, for example, that this piece of claystone is in the middle of the thing. You cannot get rid of it. All you can do is it can be flushed further in if there's more pressure. So if there's water pressure coming in, it will actually dislodge. But other than that, I'll just go and claim all this stuff. So just so we've got it there. The easiest way, if you've got DF Hack installed, so I would strongly suggest you have DF Hack running anyway. It makes the game so much more approachable to play, but you can also then do these little cheats. So if I needed to get rid of stuff, look, there's a piece of claystone there. Down in through here, we've got like a few other different things, like as we were sort of building it originally. We've got some gems, we've got limonite as well. So we've got a few different things in here that wouldn't be bad to sort of bring on top of the fortress anyway. So often what I'll do is just cheat in that exact instance. So I'm just going to go back across and go and click on this button down the bottom here, which is the button that then opens up the various commands that you can then go and use. Go to dump. So you just click on dump, select the items. Do this when the game's paused. They will then all be designated for dumping. You can see there. You can also just manually go in and click on these. But what you'll find is if there's one there, let's just say that the flow is going this way, and you have other rocks in here outside of your floodgate, make sure you get anything that can roll into the floodgate because they will roll in. So with those then selected, I now want to just move them to the top of the fortress somewhere. I might just grab this while I'm here as well. I'll just go and reclaim whatever's there. So the kaolinite, I'll just go and set the dump there. I can do it manually this way as well. And I'll just move it up to the top of the fortress here somewhere. So I'll just go and pop it out, say, into here. So with that stuff there, I'm just going to go and, because you can't actually give them orders to pick it up. Like it's almost impossible to get rid of it. But if I go up into DF Hack, I've then got like a GUI. GUI is graphic user interface for an auto dump. So graphic user interface for the auto dump. If I just go and click on that one, and it tells you what you can then go and do. Double click on a tile to teleport 11 items marked for dumping. Now, some of the items we have that we've got marked, I don't really want to have here. So, because we've got some that are just being thrown away, but that's okay. We'll still bring them in and then just manually do it. So I can just double click and bring them in. So we also brought in some skeletons as well. So I can just go back through to the actual, like the giant bat skeleton. I'll just set that one for dumping as well. I'll just clean up what I've got in here. The helmet snake tooth was set for dumping. I'll just dump these. These were all going to go outside. So I'll just go and position them. So you can clean up your fortress just using the auto dump. And so that one now, all of these bottom ones have now been set up for dumping, which is fine. And if I just go back up the top of the fortress, actually is it F7? Yeah, F7 over through here near where we've got our dump. And so this is actually where I've got a dump. And I'll just go back and open up that one again, the auto dump launcher, double click, and bang, in she goes. Now these usually are set for set as forbidden, so that the dwarves don't go back and interact with them. And so I'm going to do that as well. I'm just going to go back into here, forbid, and then just lock those down. So they're now all those things have now just been moved out. So you can very quickly move things around. So that's sort of the So that will then get you out of what you have. Now the DF hack is, I'll just go and show you where that is, in case you don't have that one running. So this, as I said before, this is super, super handy. Like if I actually don't play, you've already got DF hack. I'll just show you just in case someone's watching and doesn't know what to do. DF hack is like basically just automates a lot of what you can do in the fortress. It can be used for cheating, like which was what we just did, but it's a very, very handy set of commands that you can then go and use. And so if you just go into, if you've got Dwarf Fortress, they do bring out different groups almost on the same day that Dwarf Fortress is updated. It's incredible, actually. So I'll just throw that one through there. So they've got the, so Dwarf Fortress is in here, but if you just go and look for DF hack as well, and there it is there, so DF hack. And it's just a free one. You just basically go and it will then also look, you can see it's overwhelmingly positive through here, 99%, 98%. Again, incredible modding engine for Dwarf Fortress. And it's sort of like Dwarf Fortress embraces this as well. Like it's actually something that, where this will fix a lot of things that the guys from Dwarf Fortress that they just don't get to. And the guys that build this are just really, really good at what they do, you know, like, and they're very, very approachable. Like there's a lot of, there'll be a lot of discussion, for example. And so DF hack is, yeah, it's free. Just go and install that with your Dwarf Fortress. If there's a conflict with the, between the DF hack version and the Dwarf Fortress version that I'm running, like let's just say that Dwarf Fortress updates and within like a few hours, and then a DF hack hasn't updated. DF hack will then, when you start Dwarf Fortress, will say this DF hack will not run on this version of Dwarf Fortress. Usually, what I do in that case is just stop playing Dwarf Fortress until it's been updated. I rely on it that much. There's just so much that you can do with DF hack. Anyway, that's where you sort of go and get it. It's very, very simple to add into the game itself. You can. Sorry, there is one other little proviso. If you go, I'll just open that button back up again and just go back into my library. So you can see I've got DF hacking through here. This is, now this one hasn't got anything special with it, and same with Dwarf Fortress. But what you can do with, like for example, Dwarf Fortress, if you go into Manage or Properties, and then Betas, let's just say you choose one of the actual, you can actually wind back to certain versions, but sometimes there will be versions of testing things, and sometimes I'll play with those as well. And generally, when there's something like that for Dwarf Fortress, you can do the same thing in here. You can go back into Properties, Betas, this is for DF hack, and they will often have certain things like, for example, so that you can go back and rewind back to previous versions as well. So you can force a version of both the game and the DF hack. Just if you're going back to these legacy compatible versions, just be aware that you may want to switch them back again once everything, if there's been something that's unstable. But there's the beta, so DF hack pre-releases. This is actually something that there was a beta running for Dwarf Fortress, and DF hack had that as well. So just make sure you're running the same versions, otherwise you will get a conflict. So anyway, we won't be changing that one. But the DF hack, incredible tool. It's an incredible tool, but that will actually that will sort it out. It's a very, very handy one. That GUI auto dump, I used to have to do it manually. There was a manual command before the graphic user interface version, but the GUI version is, in most cases, is always. In fact, I can't think of a case where it doesn't actually, where it isn't the best way of doing something. Yeah, great tool. Anyway, let's keep on going back up. So what do we have? Anything else? Need empty cages. Okay, everything else is good. So yeah, Neemst has become the new mayor. We'll just keep on sort of having these sorts of things happen. So we do actually have, now one thing we're going to have to do is make sure that the front of this little area, see we've got like raspberries and stuff like this is now sort of growing. There's actually a dead oak sapling there. We need to keep all of this clean, cleared away. So I will actually go and set up an area through here where we end up with a paved road. So just so that, because ultimately we need to have like a free zone out in front. So, and I don't know what I'm going to do in here yet. I'm going to do something with traps, but I don't know what that will be. We'll try to figure that one out, I think, at some time in the future. But we'll just sort of set up like a zone in front here for when the caravans come. So we'll just go back across into constructions, and we then actually have we've got dirt roads. Dirt roads will then go and become overrun by plant again. So we want to go to a paved road. I'm just going to start down there, and I'll just go 2 across that way, 3. I'll go 4 up. Now this one needs 8 materials. Now I can build these out of anything. I've got bauxite blocks. Why are we building these different blocks? Dolomite blocks and bauxite blocks. Make it out of bauxite, I think. So we'll just get like a paved area. That will then stop anything from growing in that zone. And we can do this around the fortress as well, outside the fortress, just to sort of make sure that trees don't grow up where goblins can climb up the trees and get into the fortress that way. That will be fairly important. But I'm just now worried that we've actually got a, if we go to our work orders, rock blocks, what have we got in here? Oh, I haven't set this one up properly, I don't think. So we've got the amount of microline needs to be at least 20. I'm going to actually change that number down to at least 5. It's still not satisfied, so we don't actually have enough microline to do these. Somehow we're building other blocks. And if I just go back down there again and have a look at the parameters here. Sorry, hang on there, where is it? Yeah, microline there. And then the type. If I'm getting other blocks, I'm not sure how I'm getting those other blocks actually, which sort of bothers me a little bit. So I'm just going to make this on microline as well. Nope, it's not going to do it. I'll just leave it where that is. But this has been designated for microline. Make rock blocks. Oh, hang on, is it? No, it's not there. I should be able to set up so that it's got makes microline blocks. Make rock blocks. Okay, this one here. Microline. That's what we want. Make microline blocks is really what we need here. And I can go and create other blocks as well if we need other materials. But you can see there, this is why I need to be mining. I just want to, for neatness sake, want to sort of have those sorts of things in the actual fortress. So we'll go that way, and we might start to build like a zone around the fortress at some point, just to sort of stop trees and things from growing. So yeah, that's the spyglass. There we go. Thanks, Loomis. Can we pave out the bones? They will move them if there's bones in the way, but that's a zone that we actually have over through here. Anyway, let's continue on now. So we've got no special orders. They've just got the on-off training. They'll just do their own special sort of training regime now, which is good. So at least we've got a second squad now. And we'll set them up eventually with doing other things. But initially we just need to get the fortress built. Let's just unpause. Now, still early summer, which is where the sieges can actually occur. So they've become an animal caretaker. They've gone back to just becoming themselves. So our cat designer is saying, if no bone roads... Oh, hang on. Oh, do you mean, can you pave out of bones? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you meant to replace them. When do we think we can get a throne of skulls? You can build all sorts of different things. I don't think you can build these out of bones. These are not a building material. These are only small saplings that they're sort of that we've got in through here. Now the emus are wandering around. They're a bit of a pain in the bum. Okay, we've got to. I won't worry about the ban until we sort of get to that being a problem. Why did Union ID become a? Oh, just in there. Okay, I'm not sure why. It's battle mode. That's okay. Wooden bin. All right. So keep these coming. So we've still got 9 emus out on the surface there. The emus aren't such a big a problem as some of the others that we've actually got. We've called our 3 goblins that that are raided. We've got emus in cages in through here. Lots of things lots of animals and stuff. Emus back in that way as well. Let's just see how we've still got we're still trying to train up the dingoes. I won't until we actually get the training sorted out properly. Now I forget who's actually training them. If we just go back into our other. And then we actually have, there's the emus. That's interesting. They've actually now gone into pets and livestock. Got the stray dogs, which are, these are unavailable as pets. We've got them, we haven't sort of set these up correctly or with any real way of doing things, but in this stage, these are semi-wild now. So these are, and this one's fully trained. So, but these are going to be unavailable as pets. What we might do is train them up as war dogs. So these are the stray dingoes, so well trained. So we've got certain things now. These have been still in cages. So as they become better trained, so Orangutan's library, who is now in our military, is actually training some of these. And we've got Gomok as well. I think both of these are actually in our military at this stage. So let's actually we can go back across and set them up so that becomes available as a pet. If we do that, we should be able to set them up as a war dog. I think it's only the males. What does that one do? It'd be gelded. No, that's gelding. That's not what we want either. So with the training, got well trained in there. I'm just trying to figure out how to actually make them into war dogs. Or into war creatures. Now this is a DF hack thing down through here. Auto train livestock is off. You've still got semi-wild, which we can't release the semi-wilds, but the ones that are trained and well trained, they're actually okay for what we're doing. But how do we make them into war creatures, like ready for war? So a few of them have got pets. These don't want to have an owner just yet. Here we go. It's up in here. This is domesticated. Okay, so I can only really make it with dogs. I can't do it with other animals. Interesting. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Women Rider saying Dwarf fought for 40k. Hi orangutans, how you going? So yeah, it would be cool if we had that in here. I sort of thought we would be able to make them into war creatures. Well, the fact that they're well trained anyway, we can just go back across to these. Actually, that's where it was caught. That's not where it actually is. Just go back there again. Pets and livestock. It's hard to tell which ones they're going to be. That one there. Yeah, so you can see down through there. You've got trained with the hyphens on either side, which is a which is good. So we'll just go and I'm going to go and release this one from the cage. So and we'll have other ones. These are semi-wild, trained. So I'll still keep them in this region. They will become wild again if they're not constantly trained. So we can just go and release the cage. Dingo cage. That one, again, I've forgotten how to do this as well. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. Dingoes can't be war trained as they're too busy salivating over babies, says orangutans. Okay, so Syrian's saying greetings and dwarves. How has the fort been faring this session? Good actually. Things are going well. So we've still sort of got microline down in here now, which we should be just creating lots and lots of blocks. So we'll sort of get ready for doing the next portion. Now, I forget how to actually get rid of them out of cages. If I remove this building, let's just try that and see what actually happens. Just unpause. I can't remember if that's what you do. Oh, you just assign them to a pasture. Okay, yep, all right. In that case, the where we want the dingoes, I think I'll put the trained dingoes in here, so a bit deeper away. So if we just go back into the, well actually I can just leave them in the same area. This is actually our training area. Yeah, so I need to make a pasture, so we'll actually just go and place them in here. So we'll just go and create a new zone. This will be a pen or pasture. Accept, and we'll just auto assign the dingoes as required, I guess. So we'll just go back into select animals to be placed, and so these are going to be the dingoes that are trained. Now the fact that we can't actually make these into war creatures sort of diminishes their value a lot with what they can be. Let's just go and do that one. There you go, dogs. So these will be still trained, so they'll still be trained inside these areas. And this will then release some of the cage traps that we've got as well. Now we have to, I don't think emus we won't be able to train for war. In fact, what we can do here is have a bit of a look at the wiki, Dwarf Fortress wiki. Oops, hang on, that's not it. Dwarf Fortress wiki, and I'll just look for dingo. And it will then sort of tell us what can be done with them. If we have a look at the raws, show, this is actually how they're made up. There should be something here about whether they're trainable for war. It's a bit hard to sort of tell what they do. So it's got all of the different details in through here of how they're made up, what they do. There's the attack. If they're not really of any use to us, we'll have to start thinking about what we do with them then in that case. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything there about war. Maybe have a look at dogs. Okay, so war dogs against heavily armored and armored opponents here, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if we have a look at their roars, just see if we can spot anything that's a bit different there. Thought it'd be under here with the attacks. There's different color modifiers, etc. Down the bottom through that side. Thought there'd be like a trigger saying, you know, trainable for war. Trainable pet. don't know if the trainable there is actually means that can be done for war. Just unsure. Not seeing it there. Rain saying, wow, with a wild background, your shirt. Yeah, I know my shirt. If I change I've got problems with my green screen at the moment, and probably this shirt's a bit too dark for the green screen. I could try tweaking it a bit. Let me see if I can fix that one up. It was no good the other day. Properties. That's not it. Just let me chroma key. I'll just see if I can tweak it a little bit more. There we go. That's a bit better. A little bit better. All right, we'll just go that way. Done. Close. Getting a little bit of the green screen coming off that side. It was sort of, you could see the full green screen the other day. Anyway, that's fine. We've got that one sorted. Okay, so, yeah, I can't see it there. So, anyway, that's all right. We'll just leave that one where that is and go back to the game. So it looks like we can't really make good use of dingoes. I sort of was hoping that they would be pseudo-dogs, essentially, but they're not. Okay, so Dwarf said, the wiki said that they count as exotic pets, so you breed them for trade. Good idea, actually. Yeah, we'll just trade them away. That's a great idea. So that means we're going to have to put them back in cages again, I guess. So I might leave the rest of them in cages and just leave these 4 as a breeding stock. Just see how we go. Yeah, so the Dwarf's then saying that they've got a high pet value. Can they be pets? I don't know if they can. Adopt, yes. Okay. Yeah, so, okay, so we'd have the different things in through there. That would be the triggers for it. And if we go back across to the dogs, which are deeper down into the fortress, just over here somewhere. Have a look at the dogs as an example. I don't know, there's no... The war dog training stuff is not really there. That's their injured one from before. Anyway, they'll just the cats and dogs are sort of in this area just protecting the seed stock. We can also just use the dingoes or even the emus and stuff as like and just tie them up to sort of see what actually happens if they get attacked. So we've got everything sort of happening, thumping away like down in the actual fortress itself. Let's just keep things going. Is that Neeps? No, that's William Chapman. Okay, we've now got this thing done. I need to now smooth out these walls. So we'll get that one sorted. Just unpause the game. Oh, here we go. So the human bard has shared many tales from beyond RazorWealth. The human royal treasurer, Borak Nipung, has shared many tales. Okay, so we've got different humans that have now come in. So they're becoming quite friendly. We've stuck Bloodstone. Merchants that will be leaving soon, that's fine. The woodworker cancels load. Yeah, we need more cages. We will get them, but we're just a bit behind. New lot of blocks has been completed. Excellent. In that case, let's go back up to the top of the fortress and just finish off the build. Let's go to F1 and then come back up. Now we need to just keep on resuming these constructions. I've now got all the corner pieces, so I can now resume those constructions. So these will have reserved blocks anyway for what they were making. Uh-oh. That one there, we can't get into there. So I need to basically remove one of these pieces because we don't have access to this corner. So what I'll do here is to, and that one there needs to have one built there as well, but we need to just remove one piece. So I'll just remove that piece there. And that will then be removed, and then we have to rebuild it again. The other pieces, I still need to be building the fortifications around this other side. Now we need another fortification in here. So I'm going, because this is actually an ideal place to then put a siege engine, just looking straight down the drawbridge. So we'll come back up and build a construction, fortification back in there. And this will be out of microline blocks. And then we've now got the extra microline blocks. You just want to now make use of these across these different areas. We'll make these all into fortifications all the way around here as well. So we'll get those sorted. Constructions, fortifications. I will just keep on building after this. Again, just out of microline blocks. And that one as well, down to there. Microline blocks. Don't know where I clicked on that one, so I'll just do that one again. One thing I can do is just tell it to always just use the last material. That way I don't have to, I can just click on it and then it's just going to place it, so that makes it a bit easier. Although that was the, no, that's the last one. Just double click that one through there. So this will then be made out of microline. So that will be the top level. One thing we now need to do is also start to, now we've started to make use sandpaper wood log floors, and I need this whole floor up here to be done. That's this way. So I'm just going to go and set that one up. So floors. It's 54. I've only got 27. In that case, I'll look for more so we can just chop it down. In fact, if I leave the central area a different wood, I can then sort of do it that way. So let's just go around the outside edge. So flooring, and we're not going to be using, we just select material initially. Sandpaper logs. I can just quickly sort of rattle around into here. There we go. That will then get the sandpaper logs just one more level further out. Let's just unpause this a little bit. Emus are still wandering around. Oh, hang on. One thing I need to do is to make sure that I just suspend the construction in these corner pieces, just so I can get the diagonals done first, just so we don't have to undo stuff like that down through here. Comes the emus. Often the animals will steal stuff. Good. So we've now got the first bit up through there. Oh, dingo has reverted to a wild state. Okay, so we've got some problems with some of these. Just trying to keep them occupied. Now that may be because we've got our guys training this actual squad. That may be the problem. I might have to go and get somebody else to do the training of the dingoes. Anyway, let's just leave it where that is. Just go and remove these because we don't need those in there anymore. So they can certainly come back out. Yeah, it looks like we need to get another trainer. So let's have a look and see if somebody else can help out with that. Pets and livestock. So we have the orangutans and gomok. Now I think both of these are now in the military. Got Ursel, animal caretaker, she'll do. There's gomok down there. So these are our best ones. I think gomok may be in the military. Let's have a quick look and see if we can find her. Oh no, Aussies and Arak. So gomok is still actually working on stuff, but orangutans we can't have doing any more of this stuff. So we'll just replace orangutans with some of the others. And probably I'll just make it any old trainer. I'm not even seeing the other one. So, but orangutans, when we do go back through into the pets and livestock, the dingoes. Yeah, I'll get Israel. These semi-wild ones, I'll just intersperse them. Looks like gomok is not that great. Now these are ready for slaughter if we wanted to. If we want to sort of these are them. So we do actually have them ready if we needed to. But I'm going to change all of the orangutans ones away from there. Trainers gomok. Yeah, that's okay. We'll just go and train these across to Esrel. Actually, probably any trainer, because these have been well trained. In fact, that's probably the safest way to do this. So I'll just get anybody to train these. All right, that'll do us. So we'll sort of just start to sort of make use of those, and then we will sell them as pets. I don't know if they have to be in. They may have to be in cages to put in as pets. Anyway, we'll figure out what to do. The merchants have now embarked. So F1, they're just going to put everything on their elephants and head off again. The miners have got a lot of work to do. Oh, Dwarf has redeemed a customer reward. Thank you for that, orangutans. If you have a spare body, I can occupy. Definitely, we've got heaps actually. We've had so many dwarves come in. Our happiness is going backwards again, unfortunately. So we might have to look at other things to try to sort of get the value of the fortress up a little bit more as well. But let's go and let's go back to the squads in here. We've got a couple in here. I'll give you Arak, this one here. So Arak Atalot, whatever his name is. Where's Arak? There he is, a wrestler. He's organising a fighting demonstration. So this would be Beowulf. I thought we already had a Beowulf in the fortress. So let me double check. Oh no, only one. Okay, that's fine. All right, not a problem. So everyone's in here now, training away, getting their skills up. Oh, stray dingoes have been slaughtered. Whoops. Whoops, we don't want that to happen. Geez, okay. Well, sorry guys. You've been slaughtered in here. So as they become trained, we don't want that. So, okay. So what have I done there? Can butcher. No. Has trainer, yes. That's an immediate butchering. So there's a setting somewhere where where we've now we've now got dingoes on the auto butcher menu, and I didn't think that they would. Have to figure out a way to actually now stop that one from happening. There's no other. They're tanning hides. Yeah, there's nothing else happening there. So they've actually done the dingo things in here. Boy. Okay, in that case, because I would like to, if I keep them in cages, that would probably be the best. I'll let that one get slaughtered, and then we'll go from there. So somebody will come and slaughter that one, and the rest of them will just train up and sell. What are you doing there? Kids, oh, they're taking the cages. All right, that's fine. What are you doing? Training? We'll let that occur. Okay, so the different guys are now sparring away. This is good, now that we're sort of seeing sparring happening. So Klingzog and Sick are sparring. This is good. We're now starting to see the skill level rising with the different dwarves. Yeah, so we've got dingoes reverting to wild states. We'll just keep them where they are. We'll try to train them up and then sell them off. I think it's that dingo. Yeah, that one's still trained. Animal caretaker. It's just training away. That's good. All right. And you training as well. Kuchagrim. Okay, they're all going back to wild states. Looks like orangutans was our best. She's actually really applying herself. So look at her skills. Animal trainer. So she's still trying to get her training levels up. This isn't bad. We'll just get her. We'll try to get her really, really trained up. Unfortunately, orangutans is now in the military, so is not going to be available really to help with the training at this point in time. Just let her look after them though. Is Kuchagrim going to cause it more issues? You've got a lot of skills in here. Yep. All right, let's just go back up the top again. So that flooring has now all been placed. Let's go and place the next level up in through here as well. So we've got, with the wood that we have, let's just go and have a look and see what we've actually got in this other side. Constructions, floor. I'll just go back and select material after placement again. So this one here needs 35. We do have chestnut, pear wood, oak. Let's just make it out of oak. I'm thinking. Good enough oak for that. And then we've got the chestnut log floor in here as well. So I'll go and remove these cage traps. And then we'll build the chestnut logs in this area. Oh, whose blood's that? Dingo blood. There's been no fighting. May have come from a cage. May have been on something that was caught, potentially. There's Klingzog's blood there. Must have been from one of the other fights. Just leftovers. All right, well, let's go and place the flooring down in here. So, constructions, floor. There's going to be chestnuts. And chestnuts in there. All right, that then gets all of that done. Okay, so be off saying the blood is because a dwarf slaughtered a dingo and went out in the rain, so it washed. Oh, okay, yeah, and that would be from directly above when we haven't built this yet. That makes sense. Got that corner piece in there now, so we can resume the construction there, and resume construction there, resume construction there. This is now been positioned, that we can now go and reposition the microline block wall there. So we'll go and do that. What do we got there? This is a pile of creeping soot is actually left over in the top here. We'll end up needing to block off the whole top of this as well. But what we'll do is we'll now sort of come back through and actually set up a new area above all of this. So we'll build more stairs up. I don't know if I sort of feel like I should build it from the center and then have it so that we've got this, like the central area as a staircase, but just a single staircase to get to the siege engines. Well, so we'll have a lot of siege engines here, but I do want to have, like, I want the roof to be pretty much enclosed. So, and we just want to go up one more level, really, and just stop anything from getting onto the roof. So we'll actually, I'll just go further out with the blocks that we actually have. Well, that there is essentially our central point. So I'll just go and build a staircase up. Constructions, stairs. Up to that one through there. And we'll make this, oh, we've got 90 microline blocks now. This is awesome. So pear wood logs will be okay. Just go and build that staircase there. They'll keep on coming back in. We do need to build that microline fortification there. Microline blocks. And then we should have enough to now build the top level of the fortress as well. Great. So that roof is now enclosed, so that if the creeping soot comes in, it's not going to be able to get pretty much into here. So this is now fairly secure. And so we now have the stairwell coming up through the middle, and then we'll need to just extend out. Oh, hang on, I still need to build this bit. So the tower is getting built fairly nicely. Okay, so the human royal treasurer has shared many tales. This is good. So we'll be getting more rumours about the outside world. Okay, we've now got the upstairs there. So now what we need to do is build another lot of walls back out through this other side as well. And I think I'll still just make these out of, we've got so much wood. We had so much wood. Let's just keep on chopping it down. We could be a bit judicious about what sort of trees. We've got ginkgo, oak, pear, chestnut, pear. What are these big ones? Ginkgo. I think we'll go ginkgo. Let's just go and let's go and chop down all the ginkgo wood. And we'll make that into the floor from the top. Where else have we got ginkgo? Looks like ginkgo tree trunk. What about on the other side? Gee, the trees grow fast here. Bayberry, ginkgo there. Just get those cut off, and I could build from anything at this stage. Actually, we've got now this here is where I wanted to go and clean up these as well. Just get this sort of established. So we've got the, just come back into here and just get rid of these. And we might just get rid of those as well, just so that it's a bit more difficult for things to walk around other than through the drawbridge itself. Now the coming up into here, I did also want to just go, we've got the bauxite road there. Let's just go and make another bit of bauxite road into here as well. To us. Okay, so they're all done. It's being built. This has been built, and then we just need to extend out through here again as well. So I'll just start to construct the flooring. How far I should go. Got a lot of dolomite, but it's not enough to fill this whole area. Yeah, the ginkgo wood logs, we're going to eventually end up with a lot of those. But maybe, look, the dolomite logs, dolomite blocks, we've sort of built, we've got a lot of these. I might just go and build a few of those. Just keep on sort of building like a pattern out of dolomite from the middle, and then we can sort of extend out from there. So, and then we wanted to have more flooring across the top of this. Now I don't need to worry about the top of that. So it's really just getting these above here, but I'll just go and set this one up here to start with. That makes us to 3. Okay, we know we can't do it yet until we get these built. Just get these radial patterns established. Oh, okay, so Kosoth, it's been taken by a Fey Mood. Let's go and see what he's going to do. Which one's Kosoth? There we go. See what she's up to. Just follow her around for a little while. What workshop will she take? Okay, she's taken a stoneworker's workshop and is getting the different materials. Pigtail cloth. And has she started construction? Let's just have a bit of a look. Yep, has begun. She's got everything she needed. That's fine. Okay, so that's all good. Let's look at this lone dingo. I'll offload the other dingoes and emus to the next trade caravan that comes along. I don't know if the if wooden cages actually impact the elves. I think the elves are okay with wooden cages, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Maybe wrong. So you're saying that's your wife? Yeah, spouse, be off. There we go. 2 children. So there you go. So Moody Dwarf is now working. Let's just go back up the top again. One more thing to place in there. For neatness sake, I may replace that with chestnut at some point, but I don't really need to, I don't think. This one here is all good, and we're just starting to get the dolomite block floors now placed out through here as well. Where there's cleared, that's good. Great. So we've now got this level down here. On the under level is actually now all established with the fortifications, so we can actually sort of now have archer dwarves in that region if we wanted to. So we'll make use of that. Not enough free nest boxes. That's okay. We'll get there eventually. Chopping all this ginkgo wood down. Okay, a kaolinite ring, she offers it to the painful deep. Alright, in that case, we'll just go back down to F2. And we actually have a few of these different things. Now we've got Lelma rollers on display there. We have a silver pedestal down this way as well. So we'll just go now and add in that ring. So if we just go down to rings. And it should be at the bottom, usually. There it is. Kaolinite ring. So that's good. Actually, we should now just go back and check the mayoral quarters. Yeah, this is actually now all ready to go. So we need to now start to establish the everything in here as well. So we'll just go back into the furniture, the beds, and we've got all the other beds have been established, but not everything else that needs to be done for these other rooms. So we'll place a bed in here. We've got an oak bed there. That'll do. And so we've got that. Then we're going to have a dining hall and then a meeting room. So we'll just go back into the furniture. Chair. There. And there. And then a table. Where are we? There and there. Then we need a couple of chests, and a couple of cabinets. So I'll put one in each of these rooms. So furniture, doesn't matter about the quality of this so much for the mare. Put that one at the back of the bed. I'll put them, and I'll put one out in here as well. Microline coffer. Furniture, we also need a cabinet. And I'll just go and place that in the corner. And I'll place another one in this bedroom here. Alright, and then we need an armor stand. That'll do us, and a weapon rack. Alright, so we need doors across all of these. No door, so we need to queue this one up. So just do this with the planner. Get those established. We also need to get doors out through here as well. And we also need to then get chests and cabinets out this way as well. So I might as well just do that while we're here. Chests just go at the bottom of the beds, and cabinets. And we may need to make even more bedrooms. So I think we'll have enough in the bedrooms. So they need this, otherwise they leave all their clothes on the floor, as we've seen. So they're all done, and then we just need to then allocate the zones for what's going to happen in here. This is a bedroom. Accept, and then we can just go to DF hack to auto assign this one to the the, should be, where is it? The mayor. Expedition leader mayor. There we go. So that will be allocated across to whoever the, so Neemst has now got that one there. This one here will be the office. Sorry, the dining hall. So the dining hall in through here. Accept, and again we just go to auto assign to the expedition leader / mayor. All right, done. And then we need to have a meeting, an office. Accept. Again, assign that one to the expedition leader. So that's now all been allocated, but we don't have all of the furniture in here yet. So if we now go back to the noble screen, we then sort of start to see that we've got the bedroom is actually, the quarters have actually now been designated as being a good enough quality. The other thing we actually have through here is the, we need to, again, once we sort of get the table and chairs and things, they should then come up into being decent. So there shouldn't really be any real problems with getting those established. So everything I think is looking pretty good, and we just need to make sure that we end up with these 2 chests. So we only need 1 cabinet there actually. So I might just ditch one of the cabinets. Let's go and ditch this one here. Cancel that construction. That's still going to be allocated. Everything else is looking good. So the 2 chests, everything else is working fine. So we'll just let them sort of get built up. And then that will look after her needs. Everyone else is sort of just thumping away here, which is good. Began's Bar is doing well. There's Northrex moving off. So he's actually looks like he's fairly well decked out. Let's have a quick look at these guys again. And just look at their equipment. It's only it's only a little bit in here. Let's just go and detect conflicts, try to resolve, and then update the equipment again. Just try to get them to keep on looking for, different ways of getting the high boots on. And we'll have a look at the other squad as well. They've also got some problems here. No conflicts, but we'll just update the equipment. We're just not getting their backpacks done. I think we still have got them on order as such. So what we'll do is we'll go back to that. Oh, that's a tame guinea fowl. That's all right. If we go back down to our location down here, we've got the leather workers. So the leather worker is in here. Now they should be building backpacks. All the rock stuff. You wish you could filter by this. Leather bags. We don't actually have it there. Okay, so we need to get those in. So we'll throw in a new one from the leather workers. We need to have a leather backpack, and we need another one as well. Leatherworks backpack and a water skin. Ultimately, we're going to need to get quivers and other things as well for when we start to sort of do the get the top of the fortress ready. Leather water skin. Let's get the quivers as well. Oops, Leatherworks and quiver. And I think we don't need to have steel crossbows. Like copper or even iron would be okay. We might have a look and see what we've got with that. I'll just fix these up first. So leather backpack, we're going to be making just one at a time. Oops, hang on, that's not what we want. We want this one over through here. So make one. Oops, that's not what we want either. Make one. This is just one-off orders at this stage until we start to give it parameters. Leather backpack. We need empty backpacks and we need tanned hides. We'll come back and just, so empty backpacks is less than, say, 3. So we'll just have like 3 at a time. Maybe more than that, maybe 5. Tanned hides available is greater than 10. That'll be okay. Yep, that'll do us. So that's the backpacks. The water skin. Empty flasks and tanned hides. Again, we'll just change that number to 5. That'll be okay as well. And then the quivers. I think I'll keep 5 of these as well. Sorry, 1 at a time, but build them. Empty quivers, 5. And tanned hides, 10. That'll be okay as well. So we'll start to, that will now be added to the work orders. So that will then, we should get on top of that. I'm surprised I didn't have that one in there, to be honest. Leave that one where that is. And what else do we need to do? That's pretty much it for those. In terms of the forging, we've got a lot of copper. I think just copper. Actually, we've got some iron. Only one lot there. Got a lot of pig iron, which is sort of then used to make the steel. I think we'll make the crossbows out of copper. So let's go and add those in as well. So we'll just start to sort of build up the copper crossbows. They can be used as a weapon. It's silver there. We don't want to do that, of course. So we'll just go back down into into the work orders again. I think copper. I mean, it's just because we've got a fair bit of it there, and steel is a bit hard to come by. I think I prefer to have the armor out of steel. Hi, Stardagger. Sorry, I didn't say hi before. And Schneider's saying, I wish all games would have a wiki as good as Dwarf. Yeah, it's an incredible wiki. Yeah, it really is. It's very, very well curated. So Stardagger saying indeed, and I wish more games required you to read and play effectively. Anyway, let's keep on going. So we need to add another one in here, which is going to be from the... now, the bowyer is making things out of wood. So it's actually... we forge, I think, the other things that we need to be doing now. So if we go back into the... where is it? The smelter. And... No, it's not the smelter, sorry. It's the metalsmith. Metalsmith forge. And so we're going to be wanting to make copper. Let's scroll through. Copper crossbows. So we'll forge those. Go to the bottom of the list. And we'll just make them one at a time. But we'll end up with, say, 5 of them. Where we end up with, if we've got less than 5, we then just make up to 5. So get 1. Copper crossbows is less than 5. And copper bars is greater than 10. And refined coal greater than 10. We'll just leave that one there, because I think we need the refined coal just to sort of keep things thumping along. So we'll start to now make the copper, and we'll probably then make the Bow of Rage into like an archery group, more so than a different group. A little bit worried about having just copper weapons, but that's ideally we'll be using the embattled axe to do most of the other sort of work. We'll see how we go. All right, unpause. So they're all just roaming around. So we will assign all of those. Yep, that's fine. That's what we want. It's using the filter system. This dingo doesn't want to be. It's actually now well trained. That one's well trained as well. Okay, this will be worth a fair bit. I wonder if we could train the emus. I don't have to move them out of where they are. I think I'll just let it go. Let's just get the. Well, we might as well go and clean them up as well. Just go back up the top of the fortress where all the emus and stuff actually are. They're down in here. And the badgers. I think I might do all of these actually. So we've got the. If we just go back across into our others. Train them, any old trainer. Badger sows, badger boar, any trainer. Might as well make them valuable and then sell them off. We can also use them as early warning systems as well. We can tie them up at different locations, any of these animals. So we're value adding to what we actually have. I've still got a dingo down there as well, with yeah, these are outside, these other ones. Now Orangutan's library is now a recruit, so I'll just go to any trainer there as well. That'll do us. Alright, we might as well just train these things up and then sell them off. Thank you there for the gifted subs there, Vegan. That's much appreciated. Let's go back up the top. Getting good microline blocks there. It's now been established across to this other side. I think I'll make the these areas into for microline blocks across the whole lot. So we'll just go and establish a perimeter here with microline. Constructions, flooring. Actually, not flooring. This is going to be blocks. This is going to be wall. No, this is going to be flooring. This is flooring here. So, sorry, I'm getting confused. So we've got the floor, and I'm going to go to select material initially, and I'm going to just go and place a big long area through here. 121 blocks, so I'll use all of those. Do the same deal across here with all of those. Establish another group down along here, all, and another group there. This will then start to sort of then get the central areas done. We should now have the ginkgo wood, so I'll just go and start to position that in as well. So we'll just go in and build constructions, floor, and ginkgo wood logs. I've got 34 of those. 20, and we don't have enough. Only got 14 there. So we need to get more ginkgo wood from around the place. All right, we'll go back out and have another look. Yeah, there's a ginkgo tree. Don't seem to get much wood from this. Might just start chopping down heaps of stuff anyway. Make the elves happy. So we're trying to now get a secure area above the fortress where things can't actually climb up. We might put a hatch on there as well. Oh, I didn't need to do these. Yeah, that's already basically flooring. Oh, look, I'll still just do it. Yeah, I'll still just do it. That's okay. Oh, stray badger boars are now being slaughtered as they get. Look, I don't mind getting the leather, so we'll just let that one keep on going. Now they're trying to make more blocks, and they don't have the microline. Let's go down and find more. Is this microline in here? No, it's dolomite. Dolomite. This is our microline area. So we'll just keep on building out bigger zones. More sort of workshops if we need them. It's all dolomite. This is microline. I'll just make another big area in here as well. So we've sort of been using this to get the microline to actually sort of make the blocks. All right, that'll be okay. There we go. Leather backpacks and things are now being done. And there we go. We're sort of learning about training badgers now. Look, having the slaughtering off those badgers will be okay. There we go, copper crossbows are now coming in. Let's get the miners sort of working away. So everything's sort of working quite nicely. Actually, I might extend out this way a little bit as well. Just for the sake of getting a bigger area here. It's dolomite, unfortunately. Let's go back up the top again and see what we've got. So we've now sort of established the top area of the fortress, essentially. We'll just keep on sort of working our way through here. I don't think we've got any more ginkgo wood, so we may have to sort of make these quadrants into different types of wood, just for neatness. Flooring. Only got 11 there. Yeah, we don't have enough wood. Okay, we'll just let them chop all the wood down before we sort of do this other bit. We can still work around the outside, just putting in the microline blocks. So we'll do this again. Just go back into flooring. Just keep on using microline here. So just creating an area that we can then sort of start to walk around. What we then need to do is to, this is going to be a little bit tricky actually. We're going to need to get out to create like a, unless I put a, I'm just thinking, I still want to have the turrets sort of around in through here. We need to go one further out. It'll stop anything from climbing. It'll actually stop the climbers by just by moving it out a little bit. They can still jump across from trees and things, but it's still it'll still help a lot. So it's the diagonals that are the problem ones. How we sort of deal with that. So let's actually wait until we've got this one done, and then we'll have to then put out some flooring to then create another one. They can be, the flooring can be anything. Oh, I've got a stray emu in here now. It's going to freak out. Now the fact that they're wandering into their fortress is not good. So what we'll need to do is just make sure that we've got more traps on the inside. So I'll set some traps back up in this region again. Some cage traps in amongst here. That'll do us. All right, so when things come in, at least that will ultimately sort of get things going. Okay, now it's early autumn. This is when we're going to get our next trade caravan coming, and could also start to get sieges and things coming now as well. I think we've satisfied everything we need to worry about with that. We'll see how we go. The emus are just annoying. They're not really going to cause issues as such. Okay, we've got a goblin spearman. Autumn is here. So the first like early autumn, early spring, early summer, early winter is when you're likely to get your sieges. So we'll see how we go. Can we commission a gold statue for the dingoes to honour their memories? I don't know if we can actually build the statues specifically of what we want. Gives more emus. Chase them out. Chase them out. It's on the battlement. Could get snow falling now. Won't worry about the nest boxes at this stage. Yeah, microline blocks. We're struggling getting those. It's just sparring. That's good. It's the woodcutter again. Hi Darkwall, how are you going? Let's see if we can actually now build the rest of this flooring. Although we still need to come back out. It's the trouble we're going to have is going to be these outer areas. So I'm going to build a piece of just one more piece of flooring. So constructions, floor, and I'll just build these out of any old thing. Because these are going to be covered up ultimately. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong place. Needs to be there. Chalk block. Chalk block there. That'll get those corners in. Bauxite block, do there. No access to that one just yet. We're also going to need to place them in here as well. So Darkwall has got one. So can I have a dwarf named if available? Yeah, we've got one more available in here, I think. We have Arzies is available in that squad. So we'll give you that one. There we go. Darkwall. Just waiting for the sieges to arrive now. So it's the only the 4th of limestone, so it's just the early stage. Needs microline. That's okay. And again, we just need to keep on chomping away at the mining here. So we may change our block type to something other than microline. I chose microline because it was just so prevalent when we first started building up the fortress. So we're going to need to build these corner areas as well. So I'll just go and build another piece of flooring. I think the amount of bauxite. So what I'm doing here is I'm just creating walkways so that they can work on the outside of the fortress. And I still need to build one here or here. Let's just unpause. There we go. No, we just don't have enough wood. It's a bit of a pain, actually. I think we've slated a lot of these things for chopping down. I'll just keep on. I'll just go down and just allocate even more of these to be removed. There's still more coming. Yep, that's okay. Lots and lots of wood required for this thing. Now, getting these into here, what this one then allows me to do is to pick up the, to get blocks all the way across, which is going to be useful. At that point, I can now go and build all the outer walls. Yep, so I'll need that one done as well. That's okay. So I'll just start to build these outer walls once these are done. So we'll now just go and build. I think I'll still make fortifications through the middle and then just solid on the outside. So we'll just go and go back into the constructions, just wall at this stage. There'll be microline blocks, and we'll just keep on using microline blocks after this one here. So we'll go and throw that one in there, that one there, that one there. It's still building. Now I didn't build one there. Let me just go and do that. Any old block will do there. So these ultimately will then be essentially the top of the battlements for the fortress. So they're now all done. These are now built, which is good. So I can now just start to again just go back to constructions, walls, and back to microline again. Get those built. So that's those four corners. That one there. That one there. And then we still need to wait for this one to be established before we can then go and do the others. Good, we can now get that one there. Caravan, good. Okay, so they're coming. A few things are happening back over through there. I'll just I'll keep that. Now we need to just get. We've sort of now got most of the things. It's just this one here that's really not able to be positioned properly just yet. Let's just go back in. We'll just have a quick look. So caravan has arrived. The outpost liaison has arrived. Dingoes reverted. Okay, well, at least we get rid of whatever's left of the dingoes and emus and things. Good. We've struck native gold, so we'll be able to sort of start to smelt gold as well. That's fine. Let's just keep on building this top area because we're so close now. Just somehow else just have to fill this in. Let's go back across into construction. We'll go to fortification so we can shoot through these if we needed to. We'll now just build these across the top here. So we get those fortifications there. I'm going to build fortifications out beyond here, because that is the front of the fortress, and I'll then put blocks back in the other places. Again, we just keep on making them out of microline. This one across here. I still need to do the others out this way actually. So we'll just quickly go back out again. Fortifications. And then just the walls. Okay, that's then going to establish the whole top of the fortress, which is good. So we're going to have fortifications out through here, fortifications across the drawbridge, then just walls around through here with fortifications on the top. As we come back down, they extend out one level. So that will then stop anything from scaling the walls. This is mainly where we're going to have our archers. We still need to sort of figure out the best way of blocking off everything else in through here. So we'll, again, I just don't, until we actually sort of get all that wood chopped down, I'm not going to be able to do much there. So we'll leave that one there. The liaison and everything will be starting to come back in fairly soon. So we'll just let things develop. It's getting neat though, it's looking good. So Dwarf saying, I never checked, but can dwarves shoot through floor bars on an overhang like that? Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's an idea. I think I can shoot up though too. Like I don't think that. I think fortifications. I don't know if you can shoot down from fortifications either. Next dwarf is sparring. All right, so we've got that one there. They've arrived, and I'm going to have to start to wind up. Let's just go back into here. Move goods to and fro. Cages. They're not worth a lot. Emus. The eagle is worth only 40. Yeah, I'll offload all these things. And the badgers, they're not worth a lot. The emus are worth a bit. They're a bit more exotic, I guess. Yeah, 100 for emus. I think we'll just butcher the badgers. We'll sell the emus. Where's our dingoes? Have all the dingoes been killed? Maybe they have. Alright, we'll get rid of all of those. Then we'll just go back through the knickknacks like the bracelets. Stuff we just don't really need. Now, that one's in bad repair, but still worth 1,000. I'll melt that one down. We don't have a lot of leather actually. That's why we've been making the leather. There's all that stuff like rings and stuff. Oh, what is bracelets? Sell that off. That's strange. That is strange. So we've got traction benches. So I'm not sure where the rings are. The rings and crowns and stuff. We should have still been building those. So let me have a bit of a look to see what's going on. Making rock crafts. There should be a lot of rock crafts around. That doesn't make sense actually. Let's just go back up the top here again. It's just not there. There's less here than there should be. Is it under finished goods? Nope. I'm really unsure as to what to do with that. That's strange. Try the DF hack. I've never used this, you know. So, yeah, I've never actually opened this one up. So we've got these different animals coming through. The bracelets. Because there was a lot of rings. We actually had made like a lot of stuff. Search. I'll just search for rings. There's a finished goods bin. That's the one that we'd be wanting to look at. Let's throw that one in. So we've only got one lot of rings there. What else what's there that they make? They make toys. Nothing there. Crowns. Grab both of those finished goods bins. I'll just do it that way, I think. That'll do. We'll bring them up and we'll just go and check and see what actually does happen there. Diplomacy. So Gotham, I'm your liaison from Mountain Homes. Let's discuss your situation. That's a different guy, I think. Just going to click on OK. They've added to the civilization information. Make requests. Again, we just need to get powder because we don't actually have anything for gypsum plaster. That's the one that we want. Done. Okay, and I need anvils and metal bars as expected. If you're able to provide some, that's for next time. All right, so I always forget what we're actually sort of doing with the trade. Now we just need to check a little bit on what we have. Tunics are prohibited, so we can't export tunics. We still actually have the study. Needs to be a decent study. We need to make that better. That's one area that so we're not quite there with the study yet. Let's go and throw a statue in there. That may be enough. Emu's still around inside. So this is the office. Just go and throw some furniture in there. The statue of Sev and another statue of Zaradin. There we go. So two of the dwarves. Emu is reverted. That's okay. So everything is just sort of thumping along. I think we've just got too much work on. That's the trouble with everything that we've got. So just waiting on the 11 items. We'll. I think I'll might even just leave it here. Maybe we'll just do the trade. Get names to come up. Still waiting on those two items. Is it cages that we're trying to bring up? No, they're all there. Look, I think it might be the goods. Now, there's a finished goods stockpile there. So just waiting on 2 items. All right, well, let's start trading anyway, I guess. Just get things established. Oh, no, they're there now. Okay, so we can now trade. Hang on, what's happened here? Why can't we trade? Oh, we need the broker to come back again. Here we go. Trade. Right, so there's the gypsum plaster. Definitely want to get all of that. So that's what they're going to be trading with us. We're going to just get rid of all of these different animals. So the emus are worth a bit. We'll get rid of that. Now the finished goods, I don't really want to get rid of the mugs or the water skins. It's things like the scepters. I'm going to have to be very careful with what I actually get rid of here. I think I'm going to have to be judicious about the way that we split up these finished goods, because there's only 2 things in there that I want to get rid of. Now all of that is pretty good. Yeah, everything in there is fine to go. So I will allocate that bin there for trade, and the bracelets. All right, so value is only 1,500 through here. So what do we want from them? Don't really want food so much. Doing pretty well with all that ourselves. Oh, that's all they brought. Nothing much of great value here. Well, we'll take what we can, I guess. We'll take all the cheese. That makes it a loss. So just get rid of a bit of the cheese from the bottom here until they make a profit. Is there any cheese worth a hell of a lot? No, that's all okay. They're making a slight profit. I'll let them leave pretty happy. Yeah, that one there, they will accept no matter what. Let's just go and do that. They make a good profit out of this. So we will now trade. Yes, proceed. Done. Okay, so that's everything. So we no longer need to be having a trader here. And we're then done. All right, so that's all good. Still need to go back up the top here and just finish off what we're building. This is all looking good. Just the roof, the floors. Pecan wood. 20. Let's get a ginkgo in both of these areas. Ginkgo logs. All right, that's going to get the top of the fortress then established. This will then be open. Okay, we're getting rumours and things now. We have to start to get our an area where we can start to stop the not rumours, but the like we're going to start to get criminals fairly soon, I think. So So we need to sort of build a dungeon. Okay, the outer wall's now done. So this will stop them from being able to climb up. Now, I don't know if I can go into here yet to the military. And I think we'll use ballistas. Fires ballista arrow in the fixed direction. The operator can adjust the aim freely within a cone. All right, so if we go that way there, so I was thinking of actually building this one here. A ballista's orientation cannot be changed once it has been placed. So I'm going to have it literally shoot across the drawbridge down through this other side. Oh, we need 3 ballista parts. So we need to actually go and make them first. Actually, we need a siege workshop. That's one thing we haven't built. If we just come back down into our workshops. Where are they? F3? Yeah, F3. The siege workshops are bigger than other workshops. So I might even build it off here. If I just go and have a quick look and see, if I go back into workshops, siege is like a 5x5. So we don't have a big enough area just yet. So we'll build the siege workshop. I think I'll still build it down in around here somewhere. So it's 5x5. I'll just go one further out there. So we'll get that one established. Native gold. Actually, I should check to see where those are, the native gold. There it is. Oh, I've got a raid. Thank you, guys. So 28 raiders from QuickMind. Welcome team. We're actually just about to stop recording in about 10 minutes. We're just sort of just building up our siege areas to start with. Got lignite there. That's useful. It's useful to actually sort of be mining the lignite just so we can get the coke. So yeah, welcome, guys. And Union ID is saying, do you know if you can place traps on top of walls to capture anything that tries to climb up? Not on top of walls themselves. I mean, you can put them right on top of walls in case they do climb over. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I mean, you could actually put them all the way around instead of actually building like that overhang, which is what we've done. That could be a way of doing it. Okay, we've now got this area. Let's just quickly go and put in the siege workshop in that area. So they need 3. I just got dolomite there. I'll just make them out of dolomite. That'll be okay. All right, and we'll start to then make the parts then to start to build the siege engines. So we'll just go back up to F1 again. A lot of activity while they're just getting all of the wood and stuff, I guess. Still trying to, yeah, just build the rest of this roof. Now we won't actually work up here. I think we'll just mainly just lock this one off. But what may happen is if anything can fly up to here, they will then be able to break this open and then come back down into the fortress. So we've got some oh, here we go, more migrants. Whoa, all right, let's have a look and see where they are. Who have we got? We've got ourselves a potash maker, useless. A spinner, useless. A P-check, a kid. Blacksmith, useful, that's good. Leather worker is useful. Another dog. It's a puppy, so that's been someone's pet. Fish dissector. A lamb, that's useful. Just a peasant. What are your skills? Just a poet, okay. That's only magpie up there. Pretty swooping. Another peasant through here. What are your skills? Again, just a dancer. What was that one? That was another peasant. Skills. Again, just musicians and stuff. We're getting a lot of really useless people. That looks to be it. Okay, so the merchants will be leaving soon. That's okay. We've done our trading. Dingo's reverted to wild state. That's all right. That's all okay as well. So there's lots of sparring going on. No fighting for a little while. So we'll just, it's now mid-autumn. We shouldn't get a siege now until the start of winter, if we're going to get one. Let's just go back across down to our top of our fortress. Everyone's saying, I just tuned in. Would you mind showing your fort entrance area before you log off? Yeah, sure. We've got two entrances. We've got our original entrance, which is down here. And so what we've done is we've locked this one off completely. We do actually have cages, which are now, actually they've all been reset. So I might just go and open this one up. Just so this is sort of like a bit of a, where we expect the first attacks to come in through here, because this is more weakly defended, but we do have a bridge over the top of it. So we've sort of got like reinforced log walls, copper reinforced log walls around there. This has been how the last time the fortress was killed by them breaching this location and then sort of coming back through into the fortress this way. So we've got a couple of areas where we can start to block things off with more bridges to sort of to help to stop anything from actually happening in through there. The rest of the fortress then comes back up through here. We do have an area that I think they can now break through this, but essentially we go through into this area and then up through the central staircase. The central staircase comes up past where our military dwarves are training, and up to the top of the fortress, past the aquifers, and into this little corner. Again, reinforced microline blocks all the way around the outside of the fortress. We've got another little place down through there as well, just reinforce that as well. And so the fortress essentially has then got our trade caravans, will then come into this area, and then up to the next layer, which has actually got lots of fortifications. So ultimately what we'll do is we'll position archer dwarves up in here, and we have a second group, the Bow of Rage, which we haven't trained as archers yet, but that will be the next thing that we do. What's this one? Sand pear logs. While I'm here, I might just clean up the look of this. Floor, just put flooring over the top of that one. That's sand pear logs. That'll do. That way at least it'll look neat. And then up the top here, this is the roof with an overhang. We do actually have battlements on top as well, but I won't actually really be using those, I don't think. So we may do some fighting up there, but I doubt it. So the actual fortress itself, the main entrance is through here, where we have like a ramp that goes up to a wooden wall there that then leads into the actual fortress. So I haven't done like anything with any sort of moat or anything like that, but I could sort of dig things out a bit further if I needed to. But that's sort of where we are. So we should be able to ultimately protect the fortress fairly well. Is the mayor wearing a crown? No, the mayor, that's actually our chief medical guy. So that's actually sort of where we are with the fortress. Moved everything sort of up to this top level. So we should be able to defend this one fairly well once we actually sort of get our ranged dwarfs up and running, which we haven't done that one yet. That'll be next time, I think. Will be to change that this military group into a ranged force. So we'll need to start to build copper. We've started to build the copper crossbows, but we haven't started to build copper bolts yet. So we'll need to get a lot of those. Now this will be their area up the top here. So that's sort of where we are. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So Angry Bear saying, Daz, I've come in from shoveling the driveway. A foot of snow. Wow. You've had enough of the warm weather. It's time to send it back to the northern hemisphere. Please and thank you. Yes. Wow, it's a lot of snow. We don't get snow at all where I live. It does get cold, but it doesn't get cold enough to snow. Anyway, guys, going to have to leave it there. So thanks for watching. I'm going to head off to the beach and have a swim. So I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.